Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mystery D.
Let's tell the truth. I didn't pick up because life was great. I picked up because something in me hurt so bad, it felt safer to just numb it and disappear. The bottle, the pills, the anything that works. They were painkillers for the wounds I couldn't name yet. Sobriety didn't make those wounds vanish. It literally just turned the fucking lights on. If you're sober day 3 or year 10, and you're suddenly feeling more broken, more raw, more exposed, I want you to know that you're not failing. You're just finally seeing the wounds that have always been there, that you've been masking, numbing, and escaping from. This is Real Talk Revival. I'm your host, Rob D. And today we're going straight into the wound beneath the habit. No bullshit, just gonna get right to the point because it's been hard. It's been hard lately trying to figure out these bad habits that I've accumulated over time, these things that I automatically jump to, whether it's anger, snapping out, or too much my caffeine intake is absolutely absurd. I'm still chasing that high, but it's coming out in other areas of my life, you know? It's the trauma we don't recognize. This is Real Talk Revival. I'm your host, Rob D. And today, we're just going to go straight to the point, straight into the wound beneath the habit. Those habits that we have, the trauma we didn't recognize, the pain we trained ourselves to outrun, and the hard work of healing like an adult when there's nowhere left to hide. I used to think trauma had to be a headline, the big event, the capital fucking T. But a lot of us are carrying the lowercase version. The 1,000 tiny little cuts. Chaos in the house. The silent treatment. Never knowing where you're safe. Always feeling less than. That's trauma too. It wires you. It trains your nervous system to either go hard or go numb. And when you live like that long enough, substances don't feel like a fucking party. They feel like it's the only plan, the only option. Here's the raw truth. Those reactions you judge about yourself, the hypervigilance, the people-pleasing, the rage when you feel cornered, the way you shut down when someone gets too close. Those aren't defects. Those are adaptations. Your body's way of keeping you alive with the tools that you had going through that experience at a young age. I didn't pick up to be fucking reckless. I picked up to stop the noise coming from inside, my own voice. To be able to feel okay with who I am. I self-prescribed because it was something hurt, something that I couldn't see or understand. It wasn't weakness, it was a deep wound that learned to adapt to my current environment. I remember when I first got sober, my first time getting sober in general, in 2016, and I was sober for a year, and I did go through the emotions and the feelings. I was at rehab for 30 days, It was new to me. It was scary, but I looked at it like I was at school. I don't know, I journaled about everything. I did the work that was required of me. I did everything. I just was gung-ho about it. And I fucking put all work into it. I was doing Facebook videos. I was gung-ho about sobriety. I wore it so proud. And it happened so quick, but like I might have wore the sobriety. I might have been sober. But I really wasn't believing in myself. I was doing the work, but I wasn't believing in the work that I was doing. And all it took was to find a bag of drugs on the ground. Just did not have enough willpower. Next thing you know, I'm back on again. And this time, it would be years before I decided to get sober again. Because I didn't think I had a problem. If I could do it for a year, I didn't have a problem. It was tough realizing all that. I've made mistakes. I've had 2 DUIs. It got to a point where I wasn't trying to celebrate. I was trying to disappear.
You're listening to Real Talk Revival.
Now let me ask you something. When did you first learn it wasn't safe to feel? The moment you promised yourself, never again. I'll stay numb. I'll stay away. I don't need anyone. That vow to yourself grows roots. You grow up, but that vow grows with you. Then one day, you wonder why you can't sit still in a quiet room without reaching for something. Why you find it impossible to be alone with yourself. Why you're picking up a drink at a party, but you don't feel like drinking. But you feel like you need to drink in order to be cool like everyone else. Maybe you don't like the way that you act when you're sober. You can't be sober around other people drinking. You're obligated to drink because everyone else is doing it. It's not fucking true. It's not because you're broken. That's because your body remembers what saved it when you were going through that trauma. So here's our first truth. You weren't the problem. You had a problem. And that problem started as your best attempt at care. The solution that became the problem. We don't start using because we're villains. We start because it works, numbs the sting, turns down the volume, gives you a quote-unquote family at the bar, an identity, something predictable in a world that isn't. But the math doesn't always add up. The cycle's stupidly reliable. Pain, using, relief, followed by consequences, shame, more pain. And the engine of that cycle is shame. Shame tells you you are the problem, not you have a fucking problem. And once you believe you are the problem, you swallow any punishment as what I deserve. At first, the bottle was a blanket, and later it became a cage for me. It comforted me until it didn't. I talk to people all the time who say, Rob, I don't even like it anymore. And I get it. The thing you used to survive becomes the thing that's killing you. But here's the part you're allowed to honor. It once kept you alive. Respect that truth without romanticizing it. It worked until it didn't. Period. When I finally admitted my solution was now the problem, I felt grief. Real grief. Because I wasn't just losing a substance, I was losing a ritual, community, who I had become, the image that I created. That's why quitting hurts on more levels than one. You're burying the old medicine, the old you, the thing that helped, dirty as it was. Shame says, see, you always ruin things. And responsibility says, you used the wrong fucking tool. Put it down, pick up the right ones. Different voice, different future. So if you're stuck in a loop, hear me. You were not less than. You were not broken. You're just misequipped. That's something that can be fixed with the right tools. Sobriety turns the lights on. Early sobriety can feel worse before it feels better. And it's not because you're failing. It's because you removed the numbing agent. You took the Band-Aid off. The feeling returns. Memories good and bad start to surface. Triggers you didn't see coming just start fucking showing up everywhere. Quiet rooms, good news, intimacy, being seen, success. We think only bad days trigger us. Nah. Joy can be triggering too. Because joy asks you to be seen, to be honest, to let someone in. That's terrifying. When you were trained to hide, trained to escape, trained to be somebody you're not, just to survive. Your sleep flips, appetite is weird, irritability for no fucking reason, random tears while I'm journaling. You know, I'm just sitting here just writing on making changes because I believe that I've started falling off the right path and I need to redirect myself. And as I was writing this heartfelt journal, I just started bawling my fucking eyes out for no reason. It was like I was letting go. You know, you're not crazy. Your nervous system is firing. Your body is finally feeling safe enough to speak. And of course, it has a lot to say. Don't over intellectualize it. Do what works. Some sunlight in the morning. Eating real food. Taking a walk after meals. Cold water on the wrist. Slow exhale longer than your inhale. Old school, boring basics. Tradition isn't old. It's fucking proven. Let's do something together. Feet flat on the floor. Unclench your jaw. Lift your shoulders up. Inhale through the nose for 4. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6. Now put a hand on your chest, like over your heart, and I want you to whisper, I'm listening. I am right here, even if it feels silly. And that's you choosing connection with your true self, speaking to that broken inner child. You know, relationships shift when you stop numbing. Your relationships change. People who knew you intoxicated might not know what to do with the honest you. Some people will call you different, like it's an insult. You're allowed to be fucking different. You're allowed to fucking grow. Some folks loved your mess because it made them comfortable. We're not living for that anymore. We're not put on this earth to please and cater to other fucking people. The why behind the what needs to show up so you can actually grow. Why do you always overwork yourself? Why do you pick up the same kind of partner? Why does quietness feel so threatening? These aren't signs that you're failing. It's giving you a deeper understanding of who you are and what it is that makes you tick. If it costs you your peace, it's too fucking expensive. If it threatens your sobriety, it's non-fucking negotiable. Let's rebuild like an adult, right? What is that? Well, I'm going to tell you 6 things that have helped me rebuild and get through those wounds and traumas. And first off, healing isn't a vibe. It's reps. It's boring. It's unsexy. It's faithful repetition. It's like strength training. You don't lift once and call yourself strong. No. You show up on the days you don't feel like it because meaning beats mood every fucking time. Let's lay this down in a simple, traditional, no bullshit framework. Something you can actually do. Here's 6 things, and we're going to start off with number 1. A safety plan. 3 people, 3 places, 3 practices. Things you can do when you're in a tough spot. 3 names in your phone you can text red or I'm wobbly with no explanation. They just know what that means. Somebody you can fall back on, like a safety word. 3 sober, safe spaces you can go to when your house is fucking haunted with memories and hard times and loud noises. Trust me, I get it. You can go to the gym, go to the coffee shop, a meeting, a church. And if you're going through it and you're having a tough time, here's 3 resets that can calm your body. You can take a nice walk outside, cold water on the wrist, hot shower, 10 push-ups against the wall. Any form of quick exercise can really get you out of that headspace. And put it in your notes app. Don't keep this in your head. Chaos loves empty plans. Number 2 is a daily inventory. You know, the old ways still work. Every night, 3 questions in a notebook or your phone. You know, what did I feel today? You know, you just gotta name it. You don't gotta judge it. What did you feel today? Where did I lie or hide? Is another big one for me. I basically have to be fully open and honest with myself when it comes to this, because I don't want to get into the pattern of lying again, because that was part of my addiction, was being a really good liar and manipulator. And if I don't catch that, I will start to fall back into old bad habits. So I like to call myself out on that. I also like to ask myself, where was I brave? You know, where where can I give myself credit where credit is due? What did I do today that really meant a lot to me? And sometimes it can be even something little as if you owe immense to somebody, write the name and the action and maybe reach out. That really builds character. This helps you be more self-aware when your day brings light to the things that you need to improve on. Number 3, it's boundaries. This is boundaries 101. If it constantly steals your peace, set a boundary or walk the fuck away from it or them. You need to learn to keep your peace where peace is owed. You know what I mean? If someone only respects you when you're beaten down and small and they don't help you grow, they don't respect you. Walk away. You're not responsible for other people's reactions to your healing. You're responsible for your own fucking sobriety. We're not fucking here to chase comfort. We're here to build character. And it takes a lot of work. And number 4 in this one, if you're having a anxiety attack or a panic attack like I have had recently or in the past, especially when I got sober at the beginning, I found myself doing a 10-minute walk out the doors, off the phone, just breathe in the fresh air and try to just be present. Breathe. Inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6, and repeat that 10 times. And if you need help grounding yourself, you can name 5 things that you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. Cold rinse at the end of the shower, just 30 seconds. You'll fucking survive. You're tougher than you think. Truth is the biggest one. 1 hard truth spoken per day to yourself in a mirror or to a trusted person or into a mic. I'm lonely. I'm proud of myself. One for me is I'm scared to succeed. Truth builds muscle. Lies rot it. And last but not least, meaning over mood. Mood is wind. Meaning is a compass. You won't always feel like showing up. Show up anyway. Small, consistent actions beat grand intentions every time. Make your bed. Text someone. Thinking of you. No need to reply. Eat a real meal at a regular fucking time. And serve someone. Carry a chair. Call a newcomer. Tradition isn't outdated. It's just tested.
You're listening to Real Talk Revival.
For me, part of rebuilding was working a straight job, showing up early, doing it right, no shortcuts. Another part was giving back at a rehab, listening to guys at their rock bottom, and remembering it wasn't that long ago, was I just there. The internal work, the garage studio, the routine, those became the rails that kept the train on track. I'm engaged now. My family trusts me again, not because I found a hack or manipulated them, but because I kept my word, day after day, when nobody was clapping. Healing is a repetition. Relief is a side effect. Let's be real. None of this makes the past fair. It makes the future possible. You didn't choose your first wound, but you do get to choose your next step. And if you screw it up tomorrow, welcome to humanity. Make it right. Get back on the path. We're not trying to be perfect. We're trying to be faithful to ourselves. If you heard yourself in this, listen. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're healing. The wound beneath the habit is finally getting air. Do me a favor, please. Share this episode with one person who's struggling to stay sober this week. Send it with a simple thinking of you. You'd be surprised how many people out there struggling right now and can use a little light of encouragement. Thank you for listening to Real Talk Revival. Please, if this episode hit home for you, share it with a friend. Share it with someone who's lost their way. Like and subscribe to help keep this message going for those struggling. You can follow the show on Instagram and YouTube at Real Talk Revival 101 and my Facebook page, Real Talk Revival. You can also follow my blog on realtalkrevival.studio, where I type and write about the realest shit you'll ever read. Thank you for your time and support. This love does not go unnoticed. Keep your heads up, your heart honest, and your mind open. I'm Rob D. This is Real Talk Revival. I'll see you next time. I am not a licensed doctor, therapist, or mental health professional. Everything shared on this podcast is based on a personal experience and is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. If you are struggling with your mental health, addiction, or need professional support, please reach out to a qualified healthcare provider or seek immediate help from a professional resource. You don't have to go through it alone. There is help out there, and you fucking deserve it.